congratulations on the film.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Based on the timing, I have to ask, is this kind of like a pandemic baby? Is this something you guys worked on during lockdown?
Definitely, yes. We had just sort of hatched the idea at the end of 2019, and we were looking for some time to write. When are we going to find the time? Lo and behold, the whole world shut down.
Well, if you remember when it first shut down, everyone was saying, all right, we're locking down for 2 weeks. And so we were like,
Yeah.
all right, we got 2 weeks to do this. So we were waking up
Yeah.
early, we were working all day, and we actually pumped out that first draft within that time. But then, of course, had the next very long time to refine the script.
First draft in 2 weeks, second draft, year and a half.
Yeah.
How long was the actual shoot? Like when you guys got on set, was that the same pace?
29-day shoot, which
Exactly.
trust me, every day counts. Which was like, we were definitely sprinting through, but we had enough time where it felt like we got everything we needed, and there was no moments of like looking back and being like, oh my god, I can't believe we didn't get whatever.
Yeah, we got to have a little fun on set.
Yes.
It didn't feel like, go, 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 go.
Yes.
How close is like what we're seeing, this final version, to whether it be that first draft or the draft that showed up on set?
Pretty far off from the first draft.
Yeah, definitely pretty far from the first draft. We had some big set pieces that we removed completely.
Yes, but in terms of like the draft, like how much it changed, like when we were on set and like how much people were improvising, there wasn't a ton. Like one thing that I love to do before we start shooting is I sit down with just me and the actors, and we basically read through the whole draft, and I ask them like, are there any lines of dialogue or even any words of dialogue that don't feel natural to you? And let's change that ahead of time so that when we're on set, it all feels like in your voice. And then once we did that, like obviously I want everyone to put it in their own words and for it to feel comfortable, but like there wasn't a ton of like going on major tangents and doing crazy improvisation. I would say the most was probably with Amy Sedaris, who you just want to kind of let her do her thing.
A lot of her lines she was thinking up on the spot. And Danny and I feel like we let us have a little fun. In fact, there's like a JoJo time runner throughout the script that I actually don't think that was not in the script at all. And now there's multiple texts in the movie just based on me and Danny messing around.
Yes.
There's a lot of movie references in here, which is a lot of fun to like, and I say references, I think Haley Joel Osment drops like 20 of them throughout the film. What was y'all's inspiration? Obviously it's 80s, 90s.
I mean, really those, what we consider to be the classics of the rom-com genre from the 80s and 90s, When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle, Pretty Woman,
My Best Friend's
Wedding. And, also, especially really wanting to honor kind of the look and feel of those movies and the emotional depth that they had. And then with Haley's character, that was sort of its own separate thing. I mean, we're movie lovers and we love references and stuff, but we really created that character whose references are all like a little dated.
The streaking scene, was that in there from the beginning? Was that something that just kind of like felt like, hey, we're doing this because it's not in the moment, but it's just kind of in the character's moment? Or
I improvised this. It's unheard of. And Kirsty and I were like, should we
just do it? Let's see if Dave likes it. Maybe.
I liked it. I kept it in.
It was in there from the beginning. We really based that part of Allie's character on my college years. I had a real penchant for streaking in college, and a little bit in my adult life too, so we worked that in, and it felt like a natural sort of metaphor for Allie's journey in terms of where she starts out as a really self-serious person and getting back to like the true essence of her.
Where she just in a very literal sense, going from starting the movie being like very buttoned up, and then by the end of the movie it's all out for the world to see, and it's her like purest self again. I
did improvise the cartwheel, and I really
That's
say to a lot of shock and awe from Video
and applause.
Video Village. Were you always the lead, or the acting? Were you always directing from the very beginning? And
yeah, I think that was the intention.
Yeah.
We went into it kind of knowing that we were going to be in those roles, and people ask like if there was ever a moment where I was maybe going to be in it as well. But what I learned from the first movie, The Rental, that I directed is, there's just so much going on behind the camera that if I don't have to be in front of the camera, it's really nice just to be able to focus on everything else. And like on top of that, Jay Ellis is just better for this role anyway. He's incredible. And people also ask, they're like, so it's interesting that you keep making these movies where you pair your wife opposite these very charismatic, handsome men. And I'm like,
I don't mind
it
it
is
at all.
interesting.
I'm fine with it. I would say I'm fine with it.
It's healthy.
Yeah, I think it's very healthy. Yes.
It's showing confidence, security.
That's right,
There
it's
you
very
go.
confident. Yeah.
You gotta roll. It's what you gotta roll with.
Yeah.
So Amazon's putting this out, which is awesome because it's basically global with like a push of a button.
Yes.
And a whole bunch of eyes get on that. What is that like from a creator and a screenwriter and all?
It's honestly hard to fully process the
Yeah.
reach that they have, but like, they keep telling us like, yeah, when it goes up on February 10th, like it's going out to 240 countries, and it's like, I just can't fully wrap my head around that, but it's incredible. I mean,
I was gonna say it's just so different from the last movie that we did together, which was Dave's directorial debut, The Rental, and we put that
Good
out
plug again.
during COVID. Don't forget to watch The Rental. If you haven't seen The Rental, great film. We put it out during COVID. Our premiere was the first drive-in premiere
Which was
to
incredible.
start that trend
Yeah.
during COVID, which was so cool.
Yeah.
But feels the opposite of this. It was like, who's in town? Want to drive your car over and watch the movie? And now we're like, anywhere in the world at the click of a button. So it feels like a nice progression. I also think this type of movie that we're trying to emulate are the ones that are like comfort movies. Like those are the movies that during the pandemic we were going back and watching them again and again. And even not during the pandemic, if you want to have a cozy night in, you want to put on a fun rom-com. The
Lighthearted.
spirit is, it's lighthearted, it's joyful.
hopefully goes a little deeper than you might expect, though.
Absolutely, especially minute 72.
Exactly.
Minute 72 exactly.
That sounds right.
Can you talk about filling out the cast? But were both of you part of that process in terms of getting all of your supporting players there? Because it is an ensemble piece.
Yes, putting together the cast and the whole team is one of our favorite parts of the process. And some of the roles we literally wrote for those people, like Danny Pudi, Haley Joel Osment, Julie Haggerty, and aside from that, it's I don't know. It's just nice to like be a fan of these actors who we've admired from afar for so long, and we're like, let's take a shot, let's see what they say, and we got so lucky.
Would you ever direct something that you didn't write? So far you've done 2 films that you've at least had a hand in the creation of.
Yeah, I'm open to it for sure. It's just hard, like, for obvious reasons. Like, when you direct something, it's so all-consuming, where you're spending years of your life on this thing, so you have to absolutely, like, need to do this project. And so, yeah, I've been reading scripts that other people have written, and there's been some amazing stuff that I haven't fully committed to yet, but yes, absolutely open.
Scream's about to come out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scream
And
6.
6. They're bringing back some characters from Scream 4. So I just kind of need to know.
Didn't get the call.
You didn't get.
like,
or
so...
I was about to say, or did you? Like, is there a chance you're still alive?
I mean, I'm
Alright,
not
you
sure how many
died, you
people
died.
could survive a stabbing and then a fall from like a
Right.
50-foot,
Yeah.
parking garage onto a news van. But if
Okay.
anyone could,
It would be
This
Jamie
guy.
Kennedy.
what the hell? I wish. I would love to come back in a
Yeah,
Scream
we're both
movie.
in for
It's
Scream
my
7
favorite
though.
Okay.
You play a different
franchise.
role.
I'll play a different
You got a
character.
twin.
Yes.
You got a twin popping
That's
up.
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love
it's the
that.
Scream universe. Anything can happen.
Come on.
Like-
It's a great horror trope having a random twin. Maybe my character's like little sister.
Boom.
Ooh,
Boom.
We gotta get the generational thing
Gotcha.
going. But you're the same age as her. You're older. Why are you older
It's
than she
fascinating.
was?